The parable of the three servants and their master, as told in Matthew 25 verses 14 to 30. A master was going on a journey and called his 3 servants to him before he left. He gave each of them a sum of money, known as talents, to manage while he was away. The first servant received 5 talents, the second servant received 2 talents, and the third servant received 1 talent. The master instructed them to use the talents wisely and to increase them while he was away. He then departed on his journey. The first servant, who had received 5 talents, went out and invested them in various business ventures. He worked hard and was able to increase the 5 talents to 10 talents. The second servant, who had received 2 talents, also invested them and was able to increase them to 4 talents. The third servant, who had received 1 talent, was afraid of his master and buried the talent in the ground. He did not invest it or try to increase it in any way. After a long time, the master returned from his journey and called his servants to him to settle their accounts. The first servant came forward and reported that he had increased his 5 talents to 10 talents. The master was pleased with him and said, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness." The second servant also came forward and reported that he had increased his 2 talents to 4 talents. The master was also pleased with him and said, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness." But the third servant came forward and reported that he had buried the 1 talent he had received. He said, "Master, I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid and went out and hid your talent in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you." The master was angry with the third servant and said, "You wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I harvest where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. Then you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers so that when I returned I would have received it back with interest. Take the talent from him and give it to the one who has the 10 talents. For everyone who has will be given more, and he will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken from him. And throw that worthless servant outside, into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." This parable teaches us about the importance of using our gifts and talents wisely, and being faithful with what God has given us. It also warns us about the consequences of being lazy and failing to use our resources to their full potential. Here are 5 moral lessons from the parable of the talents as we have seen in Matthew 25 verses 14 to 30. Lesson 1. Stewardship and responsibility. The parable emphasizes the importance of being good stewards of the resources and talents that God has given us. We are accountable for how we use our gifts and abilities, and we should strive to use them wisely and productively. Lesson 2. Fear of failure is not an excuse. The servant who buried his talent was afraid of failing and losing what he had been given. However, his fear led to inaction, and he ultimately failed to use his talent wisely. This lesson teaches us that fear of failure should not hold us back from taking risks and using our talents to their full potential. Lesson 3. Hard work and initiative are rewarded. The servants who invested their talents and earned more were rewarded by their master. This lesson teaches us that hard work, initiative, and a willingness to take risks are essential for success and growth. It also reminds us that our efforts will be recognized and rewarded by God. Lesson 4. Wasting opportunities has consequences. The servant who buried his talent was punished for his lack of effort and initiative. This lesson teaches us that wasting opportunities and failing to use our talents wisely can have negative consequences. It reminds us that we should make the most of the opportunities we have and not take them for granted. Lesson 5. Faithfulness is key to success. The parable emphasizes the importance of faithfulness in using our talents and resources. The servants who were faithful with what they had been given were rewarded, while the unfaithful servant was punished. This lesson teaches us that faithfulness is essential for success and growth, and that we should strive to be faithful in all aspects of our lives. What are the moral lessons you picked out of this parable? Add them in the comment section so that someone can learn also. And if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to our channel for more interesting and expository Bible stories. Bye.